Hey guys, how's it going? Companion here. So today's gonna be a little different type of Hearthstone video, like really different. Okay, so Blackrock Mountain has brought a few things to Hearthstone, and one of the things that some people don't really talk about is that Blackrock Mountain has added a battlefield to Hearthstone. A battlefield's a pretty cool thing in Hearthstone. You know, when it comes to card games, there's more to the game when you can interact with the environment. And it does sound really dumb, but I really like it. It's one of the things that, you know, literally in every single game that I play of Hearthstone, there's a few things that I like to do to the environment. Maybe it's my OCD, but I like, you know, I get some special feeling out of it, so I like to do it. And today I wanted to basically review all the battlefields in Hearthstone, including the new one introduced, the Blackrock Mountain battlefield, in order of how awesome or not. Okay, we'll start with the non-awesome, and we'll move to the most awesome, rating. At least how I see it. So the first battlefield here we have Orgrimar. Orgrimar is basically the shittiest. There is not, even with the shittiest battlefields, there's some stuff that you can do. You can puff the smoke, you can wave the flag. Really the only thing that I do when I play a game is I put one rock into the catapult and then I launch the catapult. And sometimes you get a noise because it lands on something, but there really isn't too much you could do. You could, you know, play with the shrubs, you can knock down the gate and then ping it, hit it up again. You can hit the Zeppelin if you hit it enough times. The Zeppelin moves a little bit, but not really. Sometimes it takes way too many clicks. You can mess with the rock and it looks like it's going to move. It looks like the Zeppelin's gonna get up when nothing happens. This is basically like a super lame battlefield. There's just nothing really going on. You hit the catapult once, bam. Pretty dull. Now, the second shittiest battlefield is, some of you guys might be surprised, but I think it's actually Naxxramas. Naxxramas just doesn't really offer that much. It's all the gooey stuff. It technically, in terms of clickability, it might be better than some of the other battlefields, but what I don't like is that the music changes, and I don't like this Hearthstone music. It's like the Naxxramas Hearthstone music. I'm just not a big fan. In terms of the interaction, there's a few things. My favorite thing is sometimes there's like a sparkle that shows up in the eyeball here, or the skull. But there's not too much that you can do. You can pull the horns. If you pull the horns long enough, it throws up some stuff. Sometimes there's some eyes here you can click on. The mushy stuff and spiders come out if you click it long enough, I believe. You can click on the crystal. Oh, sparkle! Got it. You can close this thing, you can mess around. Yep. Pop! And you got the crystal here. If you hold the crystal, it like goes super vibrant. And if you spam click on it, I learned that you can break the crystal. And the part that I learned more recently is that after you break a crystal, you can supercharge it. And after you supercharge a broken crystal, oh man, the crystal is revived. Yeah, that's about it. The reason I don't really like this battlefield too much is none of the changes that you make are really that permanent. You can't really impact it too much. Now, as we approach the average rating for a battlefield, we hit up Stranglethorn Vale. Now, this is a pretty interesting battlefield. There's a lot of cool dynamic stuff. It's just none of the stuff that really appeals to me that much. The interaction is definitely really good, and it may have one of my favorite ones, you know, the plucking out the ruby eye of the statue. You know, this is actually my icon for BlizzCon in 2013. I thought it was the funnest thing to do out of all the battlefields then, but you know, things have changed. We moved on, so that doesn't really cut it enough for this battlefield for me. But there's a lot of stuff that you can do. You can play with the waterfall here. You can get a nice rainbow if you click enough. Whoa. Yep. The coconuts are pretty cool. You can kind of damage them, you affect the thing, and they have the cool sound, but you know, there really isn't too much. You can break the vines, you light up the things there, you can flick onto the fire, which is apparently how to get good RNG. Back in the day, the fire had to be lit for your bomber to kill all the things it needed to. You can click on this animal skin here. There's a rotation of 3. There's like that one. There's like a zebra skin. There's like a spotted leopardy one. And hopefully this will actually change sometime. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe we're just being super trolled. We're being super trolled right now. Okay. I'm telling you guys, there he goes. See, zebra skin. And there's a dwarf in here with a gun. Someone actually used like a 3D rotation thing to figure out what's actually in the tent. And if you click on the entrance of the tent, you can hear him snoring. Yep, faintly so, but still, it's there. So that's it. Nothing too amazing. But, once upon a time, click on the eye was the best thing ever. So now we have reached pure mediocrity. Pandaria. So this is a pretty cool one still. There's just better ones these days. There's some stuff you can interact, and one of the coolest mechanics is this stuff here. But we'll get to that last. So there's the gong. If you click the gong a bunch of times, there's like a big gong. Yep. And you can click and break the flowers, but the flowers grow back, which is super lame. If you want to break something, you should be able to break it for good, at least until the next time you find that arena. That's really how you satisfy that OCD clicking. And there's a kite here. Every single time I see the kite, this is really the only thing I mess around with every single time I see this arena, this battlefield, I mean. I click on the peg, and if you click on the peg, it'll go away. But apparently you can actually interact with the kite. That's super lame. We're going to get rid of the kite. So we got rid of the kite. You can turn the light on and off. You can mess with the spongy thingy. Yeah, stuff. You can mess with the water well. You can open the little door. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so this is the cool stuff. This is like the watering of the plants. So, okay, so there's some theory crafting going on here. So there's 3 plants. You start with the watermelons, and you can pop them by clicking on them. And you can leave some up if you want, and if you click on this thing here, it regrows random stuff. So you have the carrot, you have the radish, you have the watermelon. I think those are the 3 common ones. Let's just go through a few cycles here. You can tell I've had quite a bit of practice doing this. And the reason I've had quite a bit of practice doing this is because there's a super rare one. I think it's like 1 in 100, maybe even more than that, and it's a boot. You can actually grow a boot by watering soil. Now that's pretty impressive in its own right, but apparently if you add it long enough, you can actually grow up to 3 boots. And this is almost never going to happen because the chances are so low. You have to take so many times to actually do it. And each time you're watering, like let's say these carrots were, carrots the other vegetable. If let's say these carrots are boots, you'd only get like 1 at a time. So you have to wait. You know, it takes longer to get the last one. And yeah, sometimes you might misclick, you might pop your boot. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on, and I've actually hit the triple boot dream some time ago. I don't really recommend you guys try, but if you're feeling like wasting a lot of time, you guys are welcome to. I've only seen one other person do it, so basically it just shows how pathetic I am in some way. Yep. Alright, well the battlefield's pretty good at least. Now if you've been keeping track, this is the last classic battlefield, so it is the best. The ones after this, we got the GVG, we got the Blackrock Mountain battlefields, which are both better, but in what order we'll see in a second. This is the best classic one in my opinion, and it actually used to be better, and I'll show you guys why. So there's a lot of stuff that you can interact with, and most of the stuff that you interact with you can break. So you got the box, you can click the boxes, you got the doors, you can break the roof tile, you can break the sign, you can turn on and off the light. Of course you turn it off because that's how you impact the game more. You can break the windows. A few clicks breaks each one. You can continue breaking the windows if you want, but obviously they don't get any more broken than that. If you click here a bunch of times, sometimes you'll hear a ding, but if you click exactly right above the center window, you can hear the ding every single time. Yep. Then you have the well, you can break the bucket, you can break the stone in the well, you can hit that piece of lumber off the top of the clock tower, and the best part is the clock tower actually, if you see here 3:05 p.m., it actually represents the real time on your windows. So this mechanic is really cool, one, because, well, it's just really cool, but two, it prevents some people who pretend that they're streaming but actually are running a pre-recorded stream. It tends to foil all their plans. So that's been a pretty useful tool in the recent past. And yeah, it's just awesome. The part that was nerfed, you can still mess with the hay here, you can still poke the griffin, wave the flag. Oh man, so much stuff you can do. You used to be able to click on the griffin enough times, so much that it'd get pissed off, and anytime your mouse went like near the griffin, it would basically follow your cursor. Now, I haven't been able to do that like in forever, so we're probably just wasting our time here, so I'm gonna give up. But you can let me know if I'm imagining things, because I don't believe the griffin follows your cursor anymore. So that's a little bit of a letdown. This used to be, if there was the griffin following, this would probably be the absolute best battlefield. But as it is right now, yeah, it's still the best classic one. Alright, so here we are. This is probably the moment a lot of you guys have been waiting for, though some of you guys might be disappointed. This is not, in my opinion, the best battlefield in the game, but it's still the second best. It is the one that came out with the Blackrock Mountain expansion. It is not yet in the pool of battlefields that you can play through other modes with. This is strictly only in the Blackrock Mountain adventure. The Naxx one was introduced part of the regular pool not too long ago, and I expect the Blackrock Mountain battlefield will be introduced to the normal pool in some time from now. So some of you guys may not have any experience on what you can do, what you can interact with this battlefield, but there's some pretty cool stuff. We can start with the Forge. So if you just click on the Forge a bunch of times, it just randomly upgrades either the polearm, the sword, this sword, or the shield. And it doesn't really upgrade it endlessly. I think there's like 2 variations for each one. Some may seem cooler than others, so if you want to randomly outfit your forge with whatever, that's your prerogative, I guess. You can do that if you want. And the forge gets hot, see, it's all red and shit, and if you don't want it to be red anymore, you can splashy some water on it, and it does cool it down. If you splashy water when it's not hot, you just get the sprinkly sound. So they've obviously spent way too much time designing this battlefield. Over here is probably one that you guys will find the coolest. It's the Sulfuras. This is Ragnaros' weapon, and yeah, you can interact with it. If you click on it too much, I think you can sink it. No, I think, okay. Well, you can definitely sink it by clicking a rune and pressing a button. It doesn't really matter which rune you click on, but you know, there's a few things that can come back up from the same process. So goodbye, Sulfuras hammer. We can click that rune, see if something happens. Nothing happened. Let's click that rune. Nothing happened. Let's click that rune again. No. Let's just click that rune again to show you that. Yeah, see? Hey, that's a squeaky toy. Squeaky. And then you can click on it, pop. And then, well, you can keep doing this. There's a few other items. The more interesting one is a periscope, but sometimes it takes quite a bit to do it. Oh, there's the periscope. And the other thing is you can get your Sulfuras back. So the periscope is cool because you can rotate that shit on its head. Its physics engine's actually incredible, and you can fucking ping it. So it's like, oh wow, what the hell, bro? And then he goes back down, and it comes back up. Oh man. You can rotate the thing while you're pinging them. Oh, you can ping them while you're pinging them. Yeah, okay. So there's a lot of cool stuff there. This stuff here is just some lava flows down from this little thing here, and you can interact with it a little bit. You can pop some bubbles and stuff. You can also trigger this thing, which is basically the drain. So we just drain all the lava. If you click on it, you can plug the drain back, and if you click on this thing, you can put the lava back in the pool. And it's going to stay in the pool because the drain is there, unless we're going to take it out. Can we take it out? Yeah, we take it out. Oh, now it's going down. Yep, amazing. And this little thing here, not necessarily the greatest part of it, but it's still pretty cool. You can click on the things which explode with either nothing or some whelps. I think the 2 biggest ones have whelps and the small ones have nothing. This should have some whelps in it here. Pop. Yep. And you can take that out. I actually haven't figured out how to put the fire back in permanently, but you can take the fire out. Oh, did we just do that? Oh wow, we just did that. Okay. Well, apparently if you click on it the right number of times, it lights it and stays lit. Oh, look at that. I guess I just spam clicked it every time until now. Okay, and then we have these ribs of some mythical creature, I suppose. And each one makes a different sound. So I'm waiting for someone to remix some kind of song using the bones of the battlefield of the Blackrock Mountain. Yeah. And of course, the music. The music is pretty good. Even though it's not the absolutely traditional Hearthstone music that I love so much, it's new. But I tell you what, I think I could live with this music. I think it's maybe about as good as the regular Hearthstone music. So unlike the Naxxramas, while it does shift away from the same soundtrack I've heard for over a year now, it's not one that I mind too much as it is with Naxxramas. I get a pretty good, pretty epic feel. I feel some Conan the Barbarian action when I'm playing on this battlefield, so I think it's a good feeling to have. And, well, yeah. Let's put this thing part of the regular battlefield pool. And of course, the reigning king, the GVG battlefield. Alright, so This is the reason I like this. It's a new battlefield. It doesn't alter the music. I've been jamming to the Hearthstone music literally forever, and I don't want to stop. And it has some of the coolest devices out of all of them. So we'll start with the not so cool ones. So if you open this gate here, eventually it lights one of those two fuses, sometimes both of them in the same opening. I don't know if you click on like a lot of the thing, if it works maybe a little bit more effectively, or if you click and hold, I don't know. It's probably on a per click basis, but sometimes those things just don't want to light, and this is one of those times. Anyway, the furnace eventually should light one of them. Eventually, sometime. Alright, we'll try with the hold technique. Alright, we're about to give up. In my experience, the left one tends to go off a little bit more frequently. Oh, no, we got the right one. There we go. So you got a bunch of... Oh, that one launches faster, I guess. And then the bombs. Oh, man. That's pretty cool. I just kind of get annoyed because it takes a little bit too long, but... There's a lot of other cool stuff that you can do in this battlefield. So there's the thing here. You can pull some levers and figure out, which little things you want in there, and you press the button. And I think there was a hotkey, which is still there. D. If you press D, you can switch it up and down. You get like a kite. You get like a boot. You can get a lot of different things. I don't actually think the levers mean anything in regards to what you can get, but these same levers. It just went away. Yeah, so I don't know. Yeah, but it's cool, and that's like super crazy that there's actually a keybind for an environmental thing in the battlefield. Need more of that, by the way. And the absolute single coolest feature in any battlefield in Hearthstone right now is this laser cannon. So there's like the satellite here that you can interact with. Whoa, so cool. And I'm sure everyone who plays the game knows, but if you aim this little laser with the little nozzles there perfectly to nail a satellite, it will launch the rocket and give you eternal bliss. So let's go ahead and do that. There's some strategy to it. You kind of want like the size of this like needle thing to be the distance between that little edge there and that one. And then you click the thing. Bam! The best, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys